Hello and welcome to the Saturday episode of More Than Just Task Management, the daily podcast that helps you build a thriving business with me, Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and my fellow co-host and business consultant, Joris Minnesvand, who is joining me from Austria today. Guten Tag, Joris.
Good, guten Tag, Anna. What a beautiful day. Long trip, but it was worth it. What a beautiful. It's over 30 degrees here. It was so hot I had to run back inside into just like the typical North American, into the heat of the cool of the air conditioning.
Air
But
conditioned room, yeah.
yeah. Probably after this podcast, I'll step outside for a nice Austrian beer in a patio. It's a beautiful day. There is a Graz Marathon happening here, which is, if you ask me, it's too hot. But hey, everyone to their own, right?
Oh yeah, there are
So
crazies
yeah,
everywhere. Speaking of
yeah,
Austrian beer, I just saw something that showed how much beer European countries drink, and the first one was the Czech Republic, and then Austria was second. Per
yeah, oh
capita,
yeah,
it was 100 liters or something like this. So cheers.
yeah. Actually, I proved the fact that they say in Prague water is more expensive than beer. I proved it actually. I took a picture of a menu that water was actually, I think it was 20 cents or 25 cents for like a bottle, more expensive than beer.
Oh yeah, I can imagine it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. Czech beer
Okay.
is good too. Anyways, we digress. Let's go back to recapping our week. We talked about intelligence growth. Let's
Yes.
recap the week.
Yes, this week was all about intelligent growth. So if you missed any of the episodes, what we do Saturday, if you're a regular listener, you know, Saturday we recap what we talked about Monday to Friday. So we give you a chance to hear our biggest takeaway and then also let you decide that, oh, I missed this episode. Let me go and listen to it. It sounds like something that I need right now. So starting with Monday, it was all about digital mindset. Joris, do you want to share your biggest takeaway from this episode?
The key takeaway was most small business owners, they either are completely offline, uh, piles of paper for years, way their equal weight in gold of data sitting there, can't do anything with it, or they go to fully digital without being ready and they completely fail. So it's basically it's before you digitalization is okay, but before you digitalize, you need clarity. You need to know what you're doing. Are your people ready? Are your processes the correct ones? Because, like we talked about this a lot, Anna. If you automate the wrong process, the results will be exacerbated 10 times. You'll fail faster and more often. So
Yeah.
get yourself ready, get your team ready, choose with the right goal and the right mindset, choose the right tool, and become digitalized.
Yeah, and this is why we talk about digital mindset to help you see that one extreme where you don't use technology at all versus the other extreme where you do things or just because someone is using, let me get this tool and that tool and this software and that software. Oh, this one is free. Let me tell. Like either extreme, it's extreme, and
Yeah,
finding that balance, finding that mindset that allows you to uh, grow your business your way. And then Tuesday, uh, after setting the tone on Monday with the digital mindset, Tuesday we explored automation implementation. And for me, the biggest takeaway, the biggest insight from that episode is that automation isn't about replacing people. It's not about replacing processes either. It's actually all about amplifying what already works within your business. And as we've repeated it, you need a clear process first before you automate. Because when you automate something that's not working, you fail faster. This is what happens. So if you missed any of these two episodes, Monday or Tuesday, if this is something interesting for you, go and listen to them. They were from, what is it, June 21st is today. So they would have been June 16th and 17th. Go and listen to them. And Joris, I know you were not there for Wednesday, but do you want to share your idea about like, actionable business insights? And it's particularly what the focus was on Wednesday, which is specifically the website data.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you don't need this. They talk about this, and some large corporations they sell a lot of this hype. That you need these fancy dashboards and this and that, but you don't really need these. All you need is 3 to 5 key KPIs that are the heartbeat of your business, and you have to enable that to be at your fingertips when you need it. It's the right data at the right time. That's what insights are. So for you to make the right decision, that's it. It enables, if you don't have the right tools, right data, you will make the wrong decision. It'll be better either on your gut feeling or because there's the two cloud systems, colliding in the skies, or you won't have the right tools to make the right decision. And that's what the key is. Just start with 2 or 3 metrics. Like it's I don't know. Depends on your finances, for example, your revenue. What is it you're trying to? It all depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you're selling a service on the internet, how many clicks you have had, how much time do people stay on your website, or if you're selling a product, what is the market value of that? What is the commodities prices for those what you're building? It's like if you're making a table, what's the price of wood all the time? So these are the things that you need to do. These are KPIs, and I think I remember from the episode that we talked about a few weeks back. I think one of the key KPIs, and we know for sure, Anna, you and I talk about this all the time. A lot of small businesses they focus on what they do because they are good at what they do, and they either neglect or they don't know how to manage their finances. So having the right financial KPIs at your fingertips is also very important. To me, it's also very important for you to know, uh, like, who are your top 20 customers that give you 80% of your revenue, or what's your EBIT, or there's so many of them that we can, it's no place for the on a recap talk to talk about. But yeah, these are like, don't get too fancy. Just what works for you. Identify what works for you.
Yeah, and that's why Wednesday the focus was specifically for a website, like the key metrics for your website. And Joris, like you mentioned, click through rate, how much time people spend on page, bounce rate. Like these are they tell a story and reveal more than most people think. And yes, in past episodes, we've talked about other KPIs and how we can get insight out of the data. And in the future, we will focus on other aspects as well. So if you missed the episode on Wednesday, it was all about the website. I could specifically for how to get insights, business insights from your website. So go and listen to this one if it's something interesting for you. And then Thursday, the topic was around free AI tools for business. And I would say my biggest takeaway, or what I really want to share from this episode, is that not every free tool is built for business. Yes, free is okay to test things, to explore, to see does it work or not. And again, the key is for you to know what you need and use the tools intentionally. We did share for that episode, we did share a link to a quite extensive article we have with actually examples of AI tools with pros and cons for each of them. When it comes to free so-called AI tools for your business, again, most likely the free versions or free options are something that you can explore very carefully to see is this something that will solve your business problem or not. And then after that, you most likely need to invest in a paid version. And especially with those LLMs, like those solutions out there need to be really, really careful. Like one example with ChatGPT, the paid version for individuals still uses your data, your conversations to train the model. So it would still be available to the general public because the model is trained with this. Your ideas, your concepts will get there in the model. If you want the protection where your data is not used to train the model, you need a paid version for a team, for a business, which of course, I think what's different is that you need at least two accounts for this one. You need to create at least two accounts for this, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's more or less the same price. But with those so-called AI tools, especially free versions, uh, need really careful with data privacy, really careful with how they use your things. And then the other thing, of course, is there's a lot of hype around these tools, but ultimately what happens, and I had a conversation, I'm one of my friends, she also has a business. She was saying how frustrated she got yesterday using ChatGPT actually. Asked for
Mhm.
something and then didn't get it, and then asked for it again and said, no, I don't want this. This is what I want. And I kept on having this conversation, and ChatGPT went into, oh, here it is, and didn't provide any result for her. So she got frustrated with this. And instead of this saving you time, actually it and you end up wasting time. So a lot of times when we think about free, we think about free in terms of the money we spend, like the money we pay for it, but we don't realize that it might actually be costing us something more valuable, which is our time and our sanity.
Yep, that was a great conversation, and even a greater segue into what we covered on Friday, which was about digital employee onboarding. And we talked about this. You don't have to buy a big fancy tool. Uh, you can even use a shared folder with standard operating procedures and documents and videos and certificate links to get your people get up and running. But the idea was, tool or no tool, fancy or no fancy, is to get your the people that you are onboarding to get them productive as fast as possible. Cut the learning curve down instead of them wasting days and weeks and hours rummaging through piles of documents, not knowing what to do. Give them special, like strict instruction: do this first hour, do this, then do this, and they will get the knowledge that they need, and they get up and running very quickly. And I think you also touched upon a point there about the onboarding, Anna. Um, I forgot what you mentioned. It was very interesting about the digital uh, employee onboarding. But anyways, it's all about uh, get the people. Oh, you talked about pre-boarding, where the people who sign two contracts don't show up at one job. Pre-boarding helps make sure that the guy shows up at your job. Yeah, now I remember. It must be the jet lag.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you talk about, yeah. I just traveled 11,000 kilometers, so it's I don't even know. Is this Friday or Saturday? I don't remember. So get your people onboarded the right way. Get them up and running quickly. They cut their learning curve and they become productive. Then you mentioned that there are a couple of tools like Trainular or Talify, or there are some tools that they're not very fancy. And the only point that we talked about these tools was when you choose them, make sure they can scale. That's one of the things. Like fancy corporate tools, yes, they're not for you, but some of these also online or startup tools, just make sure that if you have four people, you purchase this, and then down the road, 6 months from now, you have 20 people, it can scale. Because if it can't, then you have to start all over again. And
Yeah, you
most of
need
the tools, you won't
to.
be able to get your information out and import it in somewhere else easily.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
Migrating from one system to another, it's even for a small
nightmare.
business, it's a hassle. Definitely highly recommend listening to that episode yesterday. It was full of insights, and I love the
Yeah.
conversation because you were able to attend, and it was actually a conversation. So this was it. Like this was the week that we had. Again, if any of these conversations, if any of these topics is something you need right now, something that applies to where your business is and what you're going through, go and listen if you missed the episodes. And tomorrow, oh, before sharing about tomorrow, of course, as we share, sign up if you haven't signed up. So this way you don't miss any of our
Mhm.
upcoming episodes. And speaking of upcoming episodes, tomorrow we are kicking off a new week. There are some changes that we will be making. So leaving you on a cliffhanger, come join us tomorrow
Mhm.
for the conversation to see what's going on. Now, so you don't panic or anything like this. This is still a daily podcast. We will still have the same format where Sundays we talk about what's coming up, and Saturday will be a recap, and then throughout the week we'll have conversations with you. So there are some changes happening for the throughout the week. So highly recommend you join us tomorrow to kick off a brand new week and the first full week of summer. So we are letting you go enjoy your summer, and we'll be back tomorrow with the start of the new week. Thanks, Joris. Really appreciate you showing up.
Speaking of which, time for my patio German beer,
Absolutely.
Austrian beer.
Prost.
Prost. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.